Манисом Фридманом, который thank God, уделяет нам это время каждую неделю и, конечно же, приносит очень много позитивных эмоций и мудрости в нашу жизнь. И сегодня, так как это наша последняя передача в 2022 году, прощальная передача в этом году, то, конечно, хотелось бы логическим путем узнать от такого мудрого человека, что нас ожидает в следующем году, какой будет у нас год 2023. Конечно же, надежда умирает последней, поэтому очень хочу сразу переключиться к нему и узнать, что же нам там ждет. Надеюсь, что-то хорошее мы сегодня услышим. Ну, вообще-то мы от него всегда слышим только хорошее, так что все, больше не теряем времени. Rabbi Manis Fridman, hello, thank God it's Tuesday. And this is our last show in 2022. I guess, thank God. I don't know. This was an interesting year, to say the least. And, of course, we would like to know what you think is 2023 will be like, because we did a little survey with our listeners, and we asked them how they would describe what adjective they would use to describe the year 2022. And 57% of those who voted said it was destructive, 22% it was recovering, 14% said it was insane, 5% said it was hopeful. If it was me, I would say 100% insane, but anyway, nevertheless, what kind of adjectives do you think we'll be using in the year 2023?
Well, I agree it was 100% insane. But at the same time, 100% hopeful. Because people don't put up with insane. You can convince people that evil is good. Happened too many times. And people devoted themselves to that evil thinking that it's good. They sacrificed for it. And it can go on for many, many years, like religion. No matter how bad it gets, people remain loyal. And they overlook, and then they explain it away, But insanity, people, you can't get excited and devoted to insanity. At least not for more than a week. So the crazier it gets, the more hopeful it is. Because crazy it's not as threatening as evil. So the next year, the coming year, is going to be even more hopeful. Because although there are some painful scars that are going to be left from this, not last year, but the last 3 years, going to leave some scars, but we're not going to continue on that path. So it is very hopeful. And those who have learned, those who have some wisdom, those who have some knowledge, some answers, get them ready. People are going to knock on your door. Where are the answers? What's the truth? What's really going on? It's going to be a pivotal year. Not more craziness, but a real significant shift from empty to meaningful. Because I think the last 3 years will probably be described as corruption, confusion, disinformation, misleading. That's all true. But more than that, there were years of emptiness. People went along with whatever was happening because life was empty. So whatever you want to fill it with, it was a free-for-all. But when life is not empty, you can't mislead people so easily. So we're going to go from the emptiness of life to the meaningfulness of life, and that is a radical change. That's like an infinite difference, because there's an infinite distance between empty and meaningful. So let's get ready for a re-education of the world. Like the GPS, recalculating.
Rabbi Friedman, this sounds very exciting and, of course, very, very hopeful, which is exactly what people need, because right now it's very, very difficult. And we are getting some letters, some messages to you from different parts of the world. For instance, we got a email from Australia, from a woman who said, please ask Rabbi Friedman, how can we be happy in the times like this when, when so many people are dying, not from the disease, but from the side effects, from the shots that they have received? How can we be happy when we saw how, careless, let's say careless, maybe evil, maybe careless, I don't know which word is right at this particular time, this decision has been to mandate all people to get vaccines, and now it's very hard to deny the fact that so many people, including children, are dying from its side effects. I don't want to scare anybody out there, but can we close our eyes to reality, or should we face things as they are and call them as they are, even though they have not been confirmed by authorities? Nevertheless, the question this lady has right now is not so much about just how to be happy when you see things like that happening all around.
I know her. She has been campaigning against the panic, against the masks and the shutdowns and the lockdowns, and she's been very, very outspoken about it. And just very practically, if you're worried that you may suffer from side effects, the homeopathic community claims to have a very simple and easy antidote. So don't live with the anxiety. Look it up and take care of it. So look, the Gemara says, Shemer Psayim Hashem. God protects the foolish or the naive or the innocent. There are so many possible dangers. There are so many ways we can hurt ourselves that we don't even know about. How are we protected from that? It can't be our responsibility. We have no idea what's going on. And that's how God created us. We're aware of a tiny little slice of life. Beyond that, we don't know what's going on. We can't see light of a certain frequency because it's too high, and we can't see other lights because the frequency is too low. We can't hear certain sounds because it's too high. Other sounds we can't hear because it's too low. And all of these things have an effect on us. That's what we know. How many things are out there that we don't even know about? That can be dangerous, that can be... So, for example, all the years of history where people lived out in the sun, were exposed to the sun all the time without the sun blockers, What, did everybody die from? No, of course not. And that's because we were simply not aware. So when we're not aware, God protects us. Most of us were unaware of the effects of the what they call immunization shots. Some people had some suspicions, but we didn't know. We didn't know. That's the bottom line. So those who were immunized, those who took the shots, did so naively, trustingly, innocently, because how were they supposed to know? In that case, God protects the naive. He has to. If he didn't, we would long be gone by now. Because there are so many dangers that we have no idea exist. So it could be a little worrisome. The news is not very positive. But so again, if you're worried, don't just live with anxiety. Look into the homeopathic or some other. If there's a claim that they have a cure and they have a certain degree of success, go for it. Be proactive.
Rabbi Friedman, thank you so much for that. That's concerning the shots. Now, we are, as a community, I got to say, and I believe I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of people, are kind of depressed about what's going on in Ukraine, Russia, situation. And even we as a radio, our team got hurt by it. Our copywriter was driving. We have people working in Ukraine as well. We have some of our team is there, and our copywriter was writing to deliver some humanitarian aid to help other people, and her car was bombed. Thank God she survived, but she is now so stressed she cannot work anymore. Obviously, what we do is a creative job. You need inspiration, so. And it's just a miracle that she was able to last that long. And there are other people there who experience sirens every night. They have families. They're learning to cope with it. They're doing the best that they can. They're keeping up their positive outlook on life. But the longer this goes on, the longer everybody is affected by it. And our community is very much affected by the world situation here and there, and on all sides, because some people are just, people are sympathetic to other people, bottom line, and they're in pain over this. So a lot has happened in 2023. It was a pretty cruel year, and unfortunately, it's going into 2023, and Ukraine just got a whole lot of aid from America, so it looks like this is something that will be going on for much longer. How do people cope with this particular aspect, with this particular hardship that the year 2022 brought to us, and what can we expect about it in 2023? In to the best of your thinking.
So we've spoken about this a few times, I think. How do you measure the progress of the human condition? You can say, well, let's see. Is there a war going on? Oh, there's a war going on. We're in bad shape. Bad things are happening. It's no good. Well, yeah, that's true. The fact that there's only one war going on in the world that we know of, that's unusual. But that's not how we measure. If you want to measure the goodness of people, the maturity, the wisdom, it's not, is there a war? It's, what do people think? How are people reacting? You say There are many people who, for humanitarian reasons, are out there trying to help, risking their lives in many cases. That's how you measure. Are people getting better or worse? Not government. I don't expect government to get better. We expect people to get better. Because that's all that counts. Only people can choose to be better or worser. So if you're charting the progress, you got to look at people, not at diseases, not at hurricanes. Are people getting better? How do you know whether they're getting better? Look at how they handle a crisis. Look at how they handle tragedy. So, yeah, it's true that if the world was perfect, there wouldn't be tragedies. But now you're talking Mashiach. Until Mashiach comes, the miracles are not going to happen. But people will get better or they'll get worse. People are getting better. Much, much better. The universal reaction to the war in Russia and Ukraine, so much better than ever in history. No tolerance, no understanding, no acceptance. Even if you take sides, you're rooting for one side or the other, but really you just don't understand it, and you just want it to end and go away. It's not so much who's going to win. Nobody cares, really. It's just, when will it stop already? How is it going to stop? People will become better. Even politicians. So what do we need to do? We need to say a prayer every day that the people involved see the light, realize that there is no future in this. There is nothing to be gained by this. If you win the war, people will be happy that it's over. Nobody's going to get excited over the fact that you won. Because war is lose-lose. It's not like in the olden days. In the olden days, there was a winner and there was a loser. Today, any war, it's lose-lose. Nobody gets excited about winning or beating up the other side. We have a different world. That's a major change. So what everyone should be doing is being optimistic and offer a prayer that people should simply see clearly that helping others makes you a hero. Beating up others does not. Is that so complicated? Is that so unrealistic to expect that everybody involved would realize there's nothing in this? It's completely pointless. Even if I win, I lose. So what am I doing? That would be much more helpful than to pray that one side should win. Because nobody's going to win.
Rabbi Fridman, there has been a lot of revelations. I mean, since 2020, a lot of things have been revealed, things that were, a lot of things. It'll take more than one program to go through all of this. But are there more revelations coming? I mean, we saw the light in so many areas, good and bad. Unfortunately, to this point, I would say probably visibly more bad than good. But what about the year 2023? Are there more revelations to come, or are we pretty much done at this point?
There are endless and infinite revelations to come. because that's the future that will go on forever. And if we go on forever, there have to be new revelations forever, because things get boring. You always need new revelations. And there is endless goodness and endless godliness that we can explore forever. So yeah, there's going to be more. But one of the things that seems pretty obvious, the greatest revelations, after you get over the surprise, you realize, well, that was just a sensible thing to do. It's not even unusual. It's not even exceptional. It's just, yeah. Like, for example, the United States moving their embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. Wow, wow, wow. No president ever did that. They all promised. Nobody ever did it. Okay, it's great. It's great. But it's so simple. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. What's the big deal? Wow. Wow, what? Since the times of Moses, Israel belongs to the Jewish people, and the capital is Jerusalem. What are you getting so excited about? You see, just being simply honest, just going with the truth, has become exciting. Like, why is that heroic? So I think if you ask Trump, why did you move the embassy? He doesn't have a good reason. I hope. Like, it wasn't a political move. It was, that's where it belongs. That's where it belongs. Where else should it be? So it's exciting that great revelations turn out to be the most simple, the most obvious truths. Good is good. Better is even better. Wow, that's profound. It's not profound.
Rabbi Friedman, but what about surprises? You have told us in 2020 and 2021, be prepared to be surprised. Yes, you were 100% right. There were.
Right, yeah.
What about 2023? More surprises?
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, the surprises really shouldn't be the good ones, or the bad ones are surprising. But the good news is just, come on. What took you so long to figure this out? It's just a simple, obvious truth. Peace is better than war. That's profound. No, it's not. It's just stop shooting. What's going on? Well, that's going to be the day when. Why would that be a surprise? Why would that be heroic? And it will be. If Putin decides this war is not worth it and he just calls it off, he will be a hero. For what? For what? For being a little bit of a mensch? That's surprising. So that's why we're a little confused. When Mashiach comes, there will be miracles. On the other hand, no miracles. So they'll both be true. The simple facts of life will become clear and obvious to everyone. And we're going to call it a miracle because it never happened before. But really, it's not a miracle. It's just the most obvious, simple truths. In marriage counseling, lately I've been doing this. A couple come and they voice their complaints about each other, and they're bitter and they're harsh and they're in a lot of pain. And after they vent all their frustrations, I say, so you want to stay married or you want to call it off? No, we want to stay married. We want to fix it. I said, okay, so be nice. Go home. He said, no, we need therapy. No, you don't need therapy. You need to be nice. Go home. And it works. It works. Why is the most obvious, simple truth the most elusive? But you never thought of that?
Rabbi Friedman, in 2019, you were the first one to say what everybody else is saying now, that what is happening, you said that the good and the evil are separating. You said it at the very, very beginning when the COVID just started, when the riots just started, and you called it. You said, this is what it is. The evil and good is separating. Now everybody is saying this, that this is the war between good and evil. The question is, has that war been won yet? Has the good and evil fully separated, or are we still in a process?
If you pay attention, it is completely separated. Mm-hmm. The evil is just so empty of content, so pointless. And there's no attempt to make it sound noble or even acceptable. This is what I'm doing, and you're going to have to live with it. Am I being bad? Who cares? I'm doing it. That's pretty separated. It's showing up in every area of life where we can't afford to be confused or like gender identity. Confused about that too? You want to call that evil? No, it's terrible confusion. Painful confusion. Again, in counseling, this is still a little controversial, but this is the best place for controversial conversation. Somebody comes and says, I'm having problems with my sexuality. And you listen, this problem, and it suddenly becomes clear and obvious to you. Excuse me. Person has a history of relationships and activities and experiences, and he calls it sexual dysfunction or sexual frustrations. And I say to him, I hate to tell you this, but you have never had sex. You don't even know what it is. Would you like to experience sex? Well, then go ahead. Stop messing with it. Just treat it the way it is and for what it is, and let it be natural. Nobody does that. Now, I don't say nobody, but way too many people. How many young people today have never had sex without being high? Or a little verschnickerd. You've never had sex. How many people have never experienced simple, basic human sexuality? Because of pornography and because of all sorts of things. So it seems like a very complex problem that's going to take years of therapy to sort it all out. No, it isn't. Not complex at all. People would like to have sexual experience, and they haven't had it in years because we don't know what it is anymore. So I'm saying another example of where does the embassy in Israel belong? Oh, let's talk about this at the UN and discuss this and debate this. No, no debate and no discussion. It's Jerusalem, hello. And the same thing with just simple sexual health. Of course you're frustrated. Sex is disappearing. So to be straight or to be gay, that is so irrelevant today. It's like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm male or female. So how am I supposed to decide whether I'm heterosexual or homosexual? I don't. In other words, sex itself has disappeared. So what's the solution? The solution is, if you want to have sex, go ahead. Who's stopping you? Just get rid of the clutter, get rid of all the junk, get rid of all the confusion, distraction, distortion. Reality is so simple, but we don't let it be. We have to complicate everything. And now we're understanding better than ever before the wisdom of the Torah. It's so real. It's just so real. This is how it's done. Not because of religious reasons, because of normalcy. So, since the 60s, people have been fascinated by experimentation. Let's try it this way. Let's try that way. How about let's just be normal? Is that not an option? Remember this joke about the Jew from Europe who comes to Ellis Island, and they ask him, how old are you? And he turns to his neighbor and he says, what should I tell him? Older or younger? Tell him the truth. This is America. In Europe, you had to lie about everything because you were not supposed to be in that city when you were born. So you have to say you were born someplace else, and you can't be. It was such a shock. I can just tell him my birthday? Yeah, you can just tell him your birthday. It took a long time to get used to that. You have a problem? Call the police. The police? They'll shoot me. They'll kill me. No. They'll protect you. Police who protect you? What a concept. So really, that's what we've done. Not because of danger or threat, because of a fascination with experiment. Remember in the 60s? No, you don't, but if you read about it, let's have open marriages, trial marriages, multiple marriages.
That stuff trickled down into my generation and further down as well, unfortunately.
And then you're going to complain that you've never had a healthy, simple sexual experience. You're right, you're a virgin. So, what will it take? A miracle? No. Just stop messing. Stop innovating on life. Life is good. Live it. I think that's what the next year is going to bring.
That would be super cool. That would be amazing. Something to look forward to. Rabbi Fridman, last question, and it's the question. A lot of very reputable rabbis out there think that the year that the Mashiach is going to come is going to be 2027 for many different reasons that they have reasons. It's not baseless. However, that's a scary thought. I don't know if we can make it in the direction that we're going, if we can stick it out for another 4 years. Do we have to wait much longer? My question, of course, is it that far away? Because it seems to be far away if it's 2027, or is there a chance it might happen much, much sooner? What do you think?
There is nothing magical about 27. Nothing. And that's not the way we're supposed to think. Mashiach is coming today. Not tomorrow, not next week, and certainly not 27. So that's it works something like this. If he can come 5 years from now, then he can come today too. So if you're sure he's coming 5 years from now, so why wait the 5 years? So saying he's definitely going to come by the year 27 is saying Mashiach is real, he is coming, it's going to happen. Oh, in that case, let's move it up. Why do you have to wait until... In other words, there is no magical number or some date in which Mashiach is going to come. You do another mitzvah, it brings Mashiach. So if it takes 2 mitzvahs, so let's do 2 mitzvahs. But there is no date. That's not completely kosher. Mashiach comes as soon as we bring him. And if he's that close that he can come in 5 years, then he can certainly come today.
Rabbi Fridman, amazing. Thank you so much. So much light in such short period of time. You've got that magic happening. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to wish our listeners and viewers for the upcoming calendar year 2023?
Well, now that we're a day after Hanukkah, now it's okay and kosher to say the following. You don't say it on Hanukkah, but after Hanukkah, it's okay to say it. According to Jewish law, Torah law, if a person is very poor, he can afford only 1 candle. And it's Shabbos, and it's also Hanukkah. Can only afford 1 candle. Should he make it the Shabbos candle, or should he make it the Hanukkah candle? This is a practical, down-to-earth question. And the answer is Shabbos candle. See, that's why you don't say it on Hanukkah. Because on Hanukkah, you have to talk about the importance of Hanukkah candles. But now that it's after Hanukkah, you realize that the light of Hanukkah can light up the street, the darkness, the world. The light of the Shabbos candle is for your own home, and it's for the purpose of bringing peace to the home. And if you can do only 1, go for the home, not for the world. Don't be a world crusader until you have peace at home. So the Shabbos candle is meant to illuminate the inner world, the inner life, your home life. It actually says that you need a candle because otherwise you'll trip on things in the house. That's pretty graphic. Tripping on things doesn't necessarily mean your son's little toy truck. You trip on each other. You hurt each other without even realizing that you're stepping on each other. For that, you need a little light. so that you can see each other and not trip over each other. That's called Shalom Bayis, peace in the home. So if we don't have enough insight to not hurt the people we live with, then we're really not ready to take on the world. So if you have to choose a candle for the home or a candle for the world, candle for the home. Or in different words, I keep saying this, the ultimate fantastic truth is so simple. If you're complicating it, you're going in the wrong direction. How do I improve my life? Why is that a complicated question? How do you improve your life? Be nicer. Is that too complicated? Keep it simple. Do something good. Your life is better. How much better? Well, if it's not better enough, then do 2 good things. Why are you making a mystery out of it? Or do you have to go off to meditate? Life is so, so simple. You're either helping or you're not helping. That's it. That's it.
Rabbi Fridman, amazing. Thank you. Thank you for this light. Thank you for the sensitivity, and for so much wisdom that you have given us throughout the year of 2022. We so look forward for you to help us keep it together in the next year. Because we need this light and this wisdom, and thank you for bringing it to the world. And of course, let's narrow it down. Thank you for bringing it to ROSA Radio. It's priceless. Thank you so much.
I just saw this clip where a teenager is saying to some speaker or someone, how are we supposed to live? How are we supposed to make it through the day when all of the issues are so difficult and so like global warming? The speaker said, global warming is your big concern. There is nothing you can do about global warming, and there's nothing you should do. You're a teenager. Get your life together. Don't be crippled by the fact that the sun is burning out in 2 billion years. Make your life better by being better. Will that solve the, what do they used to worry about, the ozone layer?
Global warming, yeah.
The ozone layer. What am I going to do about the ozone layer?
Ваши голоса звучат ясно и бескомпромиссно.
Don't worry about the ozone layer. Stop being so nasty to your sister.
Really?
Too complicated? Not impressive enough? Now you got to do something heroic? Then you're not helping. Be nicer to your sister. Your life is better. Her life is better. Family is healthier. You've made a difference. The ozone layer? Let the very smart people worry about that. But if they were really smart, they wouldn't worry about it either. They would just make life better.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much, Rabbi Fridman. I hope everybody takes this away and takes it into the new year. And we do. Thank you so much, because you've been spreading this light into the world, and hopefully more people will learn how to take that example and use your advice and do the same. So thank you so much. And we look forward to the next, thank God it's Tuesday already, next Tuesday in the year 2023. So thank you very, very much for everything you are doing and have done for our community over the year.
See you next year.
See you next year. Ну а всем, кто нас слушал, спасибо вам огромное. Передача Thank God It's Tuesday желает всем хорошего, доброго, позитивного, светлого года, чтобы в вашем доме был свет, как сказал Рабби Фридман. Начинаем с собственного дома. Ну, а там уже будем дальше светить по мере возможности. Но начинайте со своего дома, со своего внутреннего состояния. И дай Бог, чтобы в следующем году у вас было покой на душе, радость в сердце и мир во всем мире. Всего доброго.
WWPR 105.1 FM HD2 New York.
WMIB 103.5 FM HD2 Miami.
WIOQ 102.1 FM HD2 Philadelphia.
Новости на радио РУСА.
Здравствуйте. Коротко о событиях к этому часу. Число жертв шторма Эллиот в США увеличилось до 57. Глава МИД России Лавров заявил, что Вашингтон угрожает физическим устранением Владимира Путина, и личные данные 400 миллионов пользователей Twitter попали в руки хакеров. Теперь об этих и других событиях подробнее.